And we continue to think of the many families that are affected.
We do. We're learning much more about them and the victims this morning. Children, parents, and grandparents gathered together in worship, remembered at a candlelight vigil outside the church overnight. And our senior national correspondent Matt Gutman is on the scene with their stories. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, George. We just got some gutting news from the sheriff here telling us that 12 to 14 of the victims were children, 2 of them as young as 5 years old. That as 15 people continue to fight for their lives in area hospitals. 14-year-old Annabelle Renee Pomeroy was the youngest daughter of the pastor of the First Baptist Church. Her father, Pastor Frank Pomeroy, telling ABC News that his daughter was one very beautiful, special child. Pomeroy, seen here in a recent clip, was out of town at the time of the shooting. He was racing back from a trip to Oklahoma to tend to all the victims, telling ABC News all of those hurt and killed were his close friends.
And God, may your will be done with it.
In a town whose population could fit in a banquet hall, everybody knew somebody who had perished.
Everybody knows everybody. Either you went to school together, church. Everybody knows everybody.
Congregants telling ABC News entire families in this tiny Texas town of a single stoplight were mowed down. So many of them were young. The youngest victims, 5-year-old brother and sister Brooke and Ryland Ward. Brooke and Ryland's mother were killed. Ryland is fighting for his life in a local hospital this morning. Several members of the church's youth group also believed to be killed. You were in the youth group, and there were 12, 13, 14 of you.
Yeah, and I knew all of them.
And now 5 of them are gone.
Yeah, I know. It's heartbreaking. That church is my family, and there's so many that are gone. It hurts so much.
And we learned this morning that among the other victims killed was 51-year-old Richard Rodriguez. Just a stone's throw from that church, hundreds gathered at this candlelight vigil, sharing words of comfort and embraces. Among them, Governor Greg Abbott. Officials announced that 26 people were shot dead, 20 injured. About 100 people attend church each Sunday, which means roughly half the people in the church were killed or wounded. The victims ranging in age from 5 to 72 years old.
Grab your loved ones, grab your family, even if you're enemies. Take them close to you and love them.
And Robin, we have just learned that all but one of the victims' families have been notified. Now, it's almost impossible to comprehend the cataclysm that has befallen this small town, and you're pretty much looking at it. A stoplight, a post office, a couple of gas stations, and the numbers here are jarring. The equivalent of 10% of the entire town's population was either killed or wounded in that church, and the pastor telling me he hopes that the faith of this town will sustain them.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.